Yeah, mixed. I think you'd have to say, Kev. It was really, when I first started going to Arsenal and getting into it, we was in FA Cup finals and doing really well with the Liam Brady, Frank Stapleton era, and we got to those 3 cup finals. And then it changed, Kev. I think it really did change from 80 when Frank Stapleton and Liam Brady left. It changed. It was very, very tough. I remember. I don't know if you can remember the game Walsall in the League Cup when we was at home, lost 2-1. I think in front of about 11,000 fans on a Tuesday night.
I didn't go to that game, but I remember listening to it on the radio.
Yeah, absolute awful game, And then I believe it was West Brom. I think that we lost at home again, and I think that was I think that was when Terry Neal was. Yeah, it was a nail in his coat. And in those days, you weren't on social media or on fan cams going around and shout whatever you want to do. You go round to where the marble halls and the dressing rooms were there and start singing, sack the manager, we want him out. And there used to be big crowds outside, shouting at the ball to sack him, which was a shame, really. But that's how it was. I think that, he probably had to go. Because I think if I really remember rightly, Charlie Nicholas had come in the summer and there was big expectations and it just didn't happen. It just, the team was struggling. I think Paul Davis was playing as well then, who become fantastic players as you well know, but he was struggling as well at that time.
Getting a lot of stick as well, wasn't he, Pops? Some stick. He was getting some stick around that time and after.
Yeah, he was probably 18, 19 at the time. You probably know a little bit better, baby, and he was suffering. He was suffering. We had the season before that. I think we got to the semi-final of the FA Cup against Man United. Very unlucky to lose to them. Stuart Robson coming through then, who was a really good player for the Arsenal. And of course, we had our first sort of foreign player, Vladimir Petrovic. Remember?
Yeah, I remember Petrovic, yeah.
Yeah, and cultured sort of a player, but it just didn't fit into the Arsenal style.
Probably ahead of his time, wasn't he?
Yeah, probably ahead of his time. But that was a sort of, we'd missed out, not having Liam Brady, and he come along and everybody sort of jumps onto that bandwagon of him, but he didn't last too long, and I've just felt it was just more and more things going wrong. And obviously then when Charlie Nicholas come, that gave us a big lift, but it weren't happening. And then Donnell coming, and to be honest, Kev, I thought Donnell done okay. We become a really entertaining. What he done was he signed Paul Mariner and bit of experience up front. So we had him and Tony Woodcock up front and Charlie Nicholas just playing behind. And if you think about it, like in the number sort of 10 role, it was again, I think Donnell being a bit more advanced in his years, you know what I mean? Like it would be more suited nowadays, that sort of stuff. So he was a brilliant coach for Arsenal, and we started going well that season. I remember we was up the top for a little while playing some good stuff. And but we just didn't have the right ingredients. There wasn't, the right style in there. I remember someone mentioned the other day, Peter Nicholas was playing. Do you remember him? The Welsh was a tough, battling player. We had some decent players.
Yeah, because he was at Palace with Budgie, wasn't he?
I think that's what I was. I think.
And then
That's it. I think Budgie was the one that mentioned it. Yeah, when in the show, when he was there. We had Chris White coming through. A lovely guy, Chris, and coming through, but it just didn't. Kenny Sampson was at the club then, probably the best left back in England. Well, if not Europe, But we just. I remember John Hollins. Do you remember John Hollins playing?
John Hollins,
about his 40s, but it just wasn't the right. He'd done a job, but it was just without being bad about it, was like we was a cup team more than anything. We was never really looking like challenging for a title. Never. Exactly. I remember. I think that at the time Terry Venables was being mentioned, and a couple of other top managers at the time, and then all of a sudden George Graham was mentioned because of his Arsenal connections. I felt like, but playing for the team, and as you say, like Millwall, you know what I mean? Oh, no, you know, we could come on, we can get someone better than this guy, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, I was very much like that. And as you well know, it took me a couple of years to warm to George Graham.
It didn't. No, it didn't, Lee. It didn't take you a couple of years. It took you one season.
One season.
Because at the end of that season, remember, we had the trilogy against Spurs.
Yeah. Well, I look back at it, yeah, I know what you're saying, but he did, you know, he got rid of my mate Charlie, you know what I mean? So he needed to come in and do something really good. And I remember going to that game at QPR, which was his last game of the season, last game forever for Arsenal, and we lost it. And, you know, Kevin, I remember that game, it was poor as anything like, and you know, I'll love and behold, the scapegoat, the player to be left out was Charlie Nicholas. So I had the hump with George, you know what I mean? But he won me round. Let's put it that way, like. He won me round.